the foot cream that I got for my plantar fasciitis on them. And then I decided I needed to put my plantar fasciitis socks on for the rest of the night. And then I decided I needed to apply more icy hot to my muscle pain, the inner thigh strain that I've had. Since I was just laying there watching TV, it figured it was a good opportunity, you know, get that out of the way so it can be done. And then after that, I realized I hadn't eaten since lunchtime at 12 o'clock. So I was starving. So I made something to eat. And then my stomach hated it. So I ended up watching more TV because I felt horrible. And I finally got up and I managed to do the stuff that I did. I posted my schedule. I made a new thumbnail for tomorrow. And I made a thumbnail for tonight. And I still had to stream on top of that, because this is a limited time key, and I need to get it out of the way. So, yeah, that's why this is so late. Although it's not like terribly late. I've streamed this late before. I just don't usually stream this late. So, also the reason why you have the PNG tuber instead of my model is because I can't be asked right now, and you can just deal with that, because this is a really hot PNG, and I like using it sometimes, and that's the tea. So, we're just making up excuses. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, okay, so today we're playing a game called, Genso Manege, or Genso Mange, I think. It's French, I think it's Genso Mange. Which is a dating simulator that is, made by P-Cube. Thank you, Keymailer and P-Cube, for giving me the ability to play this game. I greatly appreciate it. I do not know anything about what this game is about. I think I read it when I first applied for the key, but I really don't remember what I read. So we're kind of going in blind, which is fine. I love playing games like Otome games and whatnot blind, because you never know what the settings are going to be, and they're usually pretty interesting. So we're going to play some of that. Full disclosure, this is probably not going to be a long stream. Usually my streams range about 2 to 3 hours. Obviously today we're starting later, so I'm probably not going to go nearly that long. I'm thinking maybe about an hour, maybe hour 30 minutes if we're really getting into it. And then I'm gonna stop for the night, because I have to do this thing called working tomorrow. Even though I am a dog boy wrapped in really tight, sexy latex, I still work a day job. So, okay, all right, let's check out Genso Mange, and let me add you to the whitelist so that your stuff appears on the chat box. I have to do it manually because we have a kind of like a special chat box here, which is the cute little figure that you see to my right. He is it is our chat box. And I also have to remember how to add a person to the whitelist, which I am currently struggling with. Give me a moment, I'll get it right. Maybe. Did we find it? No. Okay. Well, back to the drawing board then. Can I just... there we go. Added you. Oh, I thought that was another person. Oh, no, that's my chat box. Its name is Pup. Pup is a representation of my viewers. So that's basically you. If you type !pup on, you can actually customize that that figure to fit like any characteristic that you might have in mind. We don't have all things in mind. So like if you want to be a dog, for example, or a fox or a cat or a bunny, we have that stuff. But if you want to be something like, I don't know, a kangaroo, we don't have that. So that's customizable for you. That's meant so that the viewer feels more engaged. I think you have to space it out. I don't think it'll work together. It's exclamation pup space on. Sorry, that's my fault. I should have explained better. Okay, alrighty. Here we go. Cool. Okay, so now that you've done that, if you go to the redeems, you'll be able to see something that's called Edit Personal Pup. All you have to do there is just make a selection. Oh, this is very colorful. So now, now when you talk, Pup will have the attributes of your choice on screen. It takes a little bit for the previous words to fade away, though. We have like a timer on it.
Genso Manege.
Alrighty. Let's look at our config. We always like to check out the accessibility options here. I don't know what choice ends are. That's interesting. Why didn't it work? I don't know why it didn't work. Maybe I added you to the wrong list. No, it's saying... Okay, can you type this without the exclamation marks? Sorry, without the quotation marks. Just type that, and we'll see if that works. I don't know why the redeem's not working. That's kind of strange. It was working just fine the other day. And it's definitely still active. Okay, so once that text fades away, try typing again and we'll see if it works properly. Sorry, this is kind of important. If it's not working, I need to tell my partner because I don't know what could have broken in 2 days' time. There we go. Alright, I don't know why the redeem didn't work. That is actually really concerning. I'm wondering if it's because you typed it with a capital D. It could be case sensitive, like it could be lowercase d. Which would be something I did not know. So if that is the case, I have learned something today. Because I did not know it was case sensitive. Alright, I'm not seeing any things that we need to pay attention too much to here. So let's just go back and let's get started. Alright, our character's name is Emma. Oh no. I'm typing all the wrong things. Wait, can I not use my keyboard? Oh, I cannot use my keyboard. Okay. Alright, we're gonna name our character Domi, because that's my name. Oh, I was gonna put it in all caps for realizing they had lowercase. Oops. Alrighty. Here we go. Prologue. The sky was gray. Snow fell from the clouds like porcelain crystals from a dull curtain. Frost covered the park, coating its already still attractions in frozen, silvery sheets. Where there was once smiles and cheer, silence now reigned. Save for a few souls, that is. Oh, I like the interactive text.
奴らに構わず続けろ。
承知しました。やめろ。やめてくれ。俺
The checkbox is kind of slow. I wonder if it's just because of the animations. Oh, shit! The man drew a gun. He pulled the trigger. Damn. There was a flash, then smoke coiled out from a barrel. A bullet sped towards the fallen young man, only to collide with something else entirely. That something let out a shrill whine as the bullet bore into it. There was another, brighter flash of light, one of blinding intensity. For a split second, everything was white. And then, darkness.
僕の声が聞こえるか。返事をしてくれ。
Someone was shouting.
お願いだ。なんとか言ってくれ。君まで僕を置いていくつもりかい。どうか目を覚まして。
Someone got reincarnated, it seems. Are we in a spirit world now? Is it a spirit world filled with fairies and candy? Is that what this game's about? Would explain the Mange part. Oh shit. We were dreaming, I think. I jolted awake. I found myself in my room, rays of the morning sun poking through the curtains. The aroma of freshly bloomed violets drifted through the slightly ajar window. Am I... Something ran down my cheek. I reached up to touch it and felt something wet. Tears. I'm crying? But why? That dull winter sky flashed across my mind. The image was faint, close to vanishing like smoke in the wind. Still, I knew it was the place I'd dreamed of. I can't remember much, but it couldn't have been a very good dream. Why else would I be crying? A knock came at my door, pulling me out of my trance. I glanced at the clock on my bedside table. It was well past time to get out of bed. Yes! Sorry, Arno. I'll get changed and have breakfast ready soon. It's... Oh! Whatever I might have said, embarrassment stole the words from my mouth. I can't believe I slept through one of my only jobs. I'm really, really sorry. Finally managing to squeeze out an apology, I hurriedly dressed myself. Once I came downstairs, I found food for 3 waiting at the table. The comforting scent of freshly baked baguettes enticed a growl from my stomach.
Ohayo.
Good morning, Madam Alice. I'm sorry I slept in so late this morning. Do I have you to thank for breakfast? Oh, he's cute. Arnaud put down his food, stood up, and pulled out my chair for me. Thank you. Oh, that's okay. I took a seat. Along with the baguettes, several colorful fruits adorned the table.
朝食は私が用意すると言ったのだけれど、あるのがダメだと言って聞いてくれなくて。バゲットを温めるくらい誰にでもできるのに。
料理の常識を覆していくのが母さんだろ。
そんなことないわ。ねえ。
I glanced around the room as if searching for an answer. I'd seen Madame Alice's attempts at cooking before. Well, calling it cooking would have been generous. I can't exactly blame Arnaud for stopping her, but at least she's trying.
母さん、こいつを困らせるなよ。
困らせていないわよ。もう人聞きの悪いことばかり言って。
This was very much a common spectacle with these two. The Vincents and their little antics were a part of everyday life for me. It's been 7 whole years since I moved in with them. Until I was 10, I lived in Paris with my family, but after nearly drowning in the Seine River, I lost most of my memories. My father lost his life during the incident. Since my mother had already passed due to illness, I became an orphan. That was when the Vincents took me in. We, including Arnaud's father, Daniel, had stayed in Paris for some time. 6 years ago, though, Arnaud, his mother, and I moved here, to Blancbourg. The shock had put me in a precarious mental state, so the change to a smaller, quieter town was likely for my sake. They'd never said as much, but I knew. Monsieur Daniel stayed behind on account of his work. I'm so sorry. Domi. I hope he's well. I haven't seen him in a long time.
なあ、このジャム使ってみろよ。会社の人にもらってさ、もう絶品なんだ。
Oh, okay. I'll try some on my baguette. I spread the strawberry jam on the bread and took a bite. A perfect balance of sweet and sour filled my mouth. You're right. This is delicious. Arnaud gave me a wide smile.
食後のコーヒー、用意しとくか？
Allow me.
いいよ。俺はもう食べ終わったからさ。
Aw, how sweet. He stood up and walked over to the kitchen. 7 whole years, and Arnaud's still as kind as ever. Ever since I'd lost my family, he'd been a constant in my life, a friend, and a pillar of support. After cleaning up breakfast, I follow Arnaud out to see him off to work. It was a beautiful day, with clear skies and just the right amount of sun. Vibrant flowers that decorated the road swayed in the breeze.
今朝は何かあったのか？
What? Why do you ask?
ほら、お前が寝坊するなんて珍しいだろう。具合でも悪いんじゃないか？
Arnaud suddenly stopped and peered at me. No, it's not that. I just had a strange dream, is all. I don't remember much, but I know it was sad.
夢を見たってことは眠りが浅かったのかもな。
It was about a witch, and it wasn't scary. The witch saved a girl from being bullied and turned her into a princess.
あのな、魔女が出てくる本は大抵怖いもんなの。
Well, this one wasn't. And I'm not even...
こら。
He prodded my head with his finger.
人は自分と違うものを怖がる生き物なんだ。お前がいい魔女だったとしても、誰にも言うなよ。
I know. Not like anyone would believe me. How would I convince them? Cast a spell? It wasn't just my memories I'd lost 7 years ago. I'd lost my magic, too. All that practice I'd done with my mother as a child, gone to waste. I wonder where that star necklace went. Oh, maybe that's the star in the thumbnail that I did. Oh yeah, that looks just like it. My mother and I had matching necklaces. Not only had it helped to control and regulate my magic, but it also reminded me who I was, and where I came from. But it vanished during the accident 7 years ago. Witches were all but extinct, thanks to cultural persecution and hunts 4 centuries ago. My mother was the only one I knew, other than myself. Despite that, our dark history still lingered. Most people weren't fond of beings like me. Am I the only one confused? No, I'm kind of confused too. There's a lot of exposition to go through. I guess our main character is a witch, or I guess she used to be a witch from the sounds of it. It looks like she drowned, or almost drowned, and lost her magic. My parents had made sure to impress something upon me, though. Magic was a force for good. My mother, at least, had been a kind and caring witch, so I chose to believe in her. I believed in him as well. Who was that boy, anyway? I can hardly remember. I don't know who she's talking about. All I could recall was that he'd been very important to me. Although I wasn't even sure of that, either. Are we in an isekai story? Is this an isekai story, maybe? Investigating somewhere far off again? Arnaud was a reporter for a local newspaper. He had to travel often for work. He produced a flyer from his pocket. Traveling amusement park? Oh no, the dream was in an amusement park. An amusement park? In Blancbourg? I practically leaped for the flyer and read its contents. La Foire de Rêve is here. Oh, La Foire du Rêve. I'm not good at French. I will butcher every French word. I'm so sorry. Children and adults alike are invited to come have the time of their dreams. Visit us from April 1st to June 30th. A map marked their location. They were in a forest near the outskirts of town. I don't know. I do like amusement parks, but I'll sit this one out. I don't earn my keep like you do.
働いてる女の人の方が珍しいし、家事だって立派な仕事だろ。まあ無理強いはしないけど、我慢する必要はないんだからな。
He ruffled my hair. Hey!
もし行ったら遊園地の感想よろしくな。取材することになるかもしれないし。じゃあ行ってきます。
Stay safe. Arnaud hopped on his bike and sped off to the office. An amusement park here, of all places? I placed the flyer on my desk and picked up my music box. After I'd wound up the key, I replaced it on the dresser and watched the horses spin as music began to play. The pastel top turned, glass gems twinkling in the sunlight. A kaleidoscope of colors reflected off of them, whisking me away to a world of fantasy. I think this is the song that played at the beginning. This little merry-go-round, oh, that's what a oh, I see. So manege is merry-go-round, so it's not about eating. It's actually about like a carnival or a merry-go-round. That's the name of the game. Okay. Okay, that makes more sense. I thought we were going to run a cafe or something, but now it's something completely different. This little merry-go-round, this manege, was all I had left of my father. I was rather fond of it. It reminded me of the manege in my favorite picture book, Rêver d'un manège. Oh god, I'm so sorry. My father had been an engineer for amusement parks, so we'd often visited them to admire his work. My fascination had begun there. Unfortunately, I was told I'd received this particular trinket 7 years ago. I had no memory of it personally. Still, memory or not, I'd always treasured it, and I always would. Maybe I will visit that amusement park. Arnaud had offered, after all, and I genuinely wanted to go. All right, chores first. With a renewed sense of motivation, I set about my daily tasks. I finished my work around midday, when the sun was high, and left home. Following the map marked on the flyer, I sauntered through town. I couldn't help but grin at the rowdy children. It wasn't every day that such events occurred around here, so I empathized with their excitement. What the hell is the Hamlin phenomenon? The what? The family turned the corner and promptly left the earshot. What's the Hamlin phenomenon? Was she really making that up? The question hung in my mind, but I continued on my way to the forest. As buildings and bustle faded, the trees grew thicker. Birds chirped atop their branches, and squirrels scurried from limb to limb. The tranquility was contagious. What sort of amusement park is it, I wonder? My heart pounded in anticipation. I took a moment to breathe and calm my nerves before continuing. Wow! There it proudly stood, right at the mouth of the forest. A pastel gate gave way to a large fountain, around which numerous lovely attractions were centered. Even from afar, their craftsmanship was something to behold. I couldn't take my eyes away. The entire affair looked like something straight out of a toy box. I could have sworn I'd just walked right into a picture book. It's all so charming. I've never seen a park like this. Oh, cute. I turned to the voice. A girl stood there. Her starred-appled uniform seemed plucked from the same whimsical story as the park itself. Yes, please. I timidly paid the woman for my ticket. Even the tearaway part's a little star. That's so cute! I found another smile sneaking onto my face. The staff's lady smiled back, tearing off the stub and handing me the rest. She punctuated the transaction with a wink. The girl gestured for me to enter. I passed through the gate with bated breath. My eyes were drawn at once to the fountain, thoughts buzzing as to how they traveled with such a thing. Elephants, which blew bubbles and sprayed water, adorned the circumference. Children frolicked about, reaching out for the bubbles. I have a feeling this is a magic circus. Like, I have a feeling what we're looking at here is like an amusement park that goes from place to place via magic. There is no absolute possible way they bring a fountain with them from place to place without magic. I refuse to believe it. I don't care what kind of magic, I don't care what kind of childhood whimsy you bring at me. There's just absolutely no way. That thing looks like it's made of pure porcelain. And that's to say nothing of the attractions. Like, how could you bring an entire ride of teacups with you on a traveling amusement park? I just don't buy it. And we're gonna get our magic back, maybe. That's what I'm thinking. I think that's where this is going. Something smells good. The scent caused me to turn my gaze towards the many stalls set up on the right. Upon closer inspection, they were selling all manner of deviously tempting sweets, from gaufres and pretzels to sugared fruits and cookies. Warm sandwiches, snacks, ball games, and other diversions also lined the counters. I'm also fond of ball games. Something about these stalls feels off, though. I approached them to investigate. Oh! To my surprise, the booths were being manned by puppets. Oh, that's unsettling. Perhaps that wasn't the right word. They were automated puppets, machines known as mannequins. Oh my, oh my. The automatons addressed and attended to the customers with pre-recorded phrases. Incredible! Machines with jobs? A tall man in uniform suddenly approached me. I knew at once he must have been with the park. This knowledge didn't make his gaze feel any less intimidating, though, or me any less like a frog in the sights of a hungry snake. Domi. Oh, no! I've just never seen one before.
なるほど。オートマタが働いている遊園地は世界広しといえどもここだけだろう。あなたが驚くのは無理もない。だがオートマタが問題なく整備されている。安心して利用するといい。
Are magical theme parks customary in this world? Interesting. The man said nothing more. He simply turned on his heels and left. He didn't seem very amused for an amusement park employee. I shook off the awkwardness and returned to browsing the stalls. Cheers suddenly erupted from the fountain. You don't like characters like him? That's fair. That's fair. It's definitely a type. It's definitely a type. Maybe there's a show going on. I should go look. I headed towards the hubbub, only to find a young man putting on a performance. Oh, he's cute. Oh, he's cute. Of course he'd be a juggler.
じゃあ一番前で見てる君、好きなフルーツを教えてくれ。
私リンゴが好き。
それはこんなリンゴか。
Oh god, he's so cute. The boy produced an apple in his hand, seemingly out of the thin air.
今度は奥で見てる君に苦手な野菜を聞こう。
Okay, theory here. I have a feeling all of these amusement park people have the ability of to use magic. And I think we used to be part of this amusement park. Like, I think maybe this amusement park is where we were raised. And when we nearly died, we lost our magic, but also our memories of it. And that's what's going to happen here. That sounded so wrong. What sounded wrong? What did I say? He proceeded to materialize an apple, a radish, a mushroom, and a strawberry, which he then began to juggle. The colorfully mismatched ensemble flew through the air and back into his hands with ease. Oh, the girl running. I see. He improvised all of that? The crowd only continued to grow. Ah, I should probably move. There's plenty more to explore. I offered my spot to the boy behind me and weaved my way back out of the crowd. You had to double check your phone. No, you're fine. Quietly wishing the crowd a good show, I soon escaped the fountain area. Next on my list was the area to the left with the teacups. What is that? A costumed mascot of sorts strolled by the line of guests waiting for the ride. The lemon-colored, droopy-eared rabbit wore the same uniform as the others and carried a flag with the park's insignia. Aww! The rabbit began clapping, and soon the guests followed suit. On rhythm, he started to move, jump, and spin around the line of people. I could just barely make out a star pattern on the suit beneath his uniform. So cute!
手拍子ありがとう。そろそろ列が動くから前の人にしっかりついていってね。
With a wave of his flag, the rabbit left the guests. He looked this way and that. Eventually, our gazes met. The glittering, peridot-colored eyes fixed on mine.
こんにちは、お姉さん。マネージはもう見てきた？
You have a manege?
うん。レーブ移動遊園地の名物なんだよ。この奥にあるから、よかったら行ってみてね。
I bet the manege is the same one that we saw in our dream, where that guy gets shot. Like, maybe we had a premonition. Maybe it wasn't actually a dream. Thank you. I will. The rabbit bowed, waved his little hand, then sauntered over to more guests. I wonder what it's like. Merry-go-rounds, that is, maneges, varied a lot from park to park. I was curious to see this one, and how it compared to my father's music box. If it's as popular as the rabbit says, I've got to see it. I set out on the path he directed me toward. Maybe? I think it is the same one. Actually, I think it looks just like the toy box, the music box one. Huh. The sun was beginning to set, dyeing the scenery in a golden tint. A pastel top and an array of colorful horses spun before me. Decorative glass gems twinkled in the sunlight. It can't be. I was awestruck. This manege was the spitting image of the one my father had made. Is this what he modeled the music box after? I never knew it was based on something. The manege came to a stop, and the riders alighted. My feet carried me forward all on their own. Every detail is spot on. It's my music box. You play Rivals? I do not. I have not played Rivals. I have seen many people talking about Rivals, but I have not played it. It's like I'm seeing double. I reached my hand out to touch it. The cold metal chilled my fingers. Wait, why is it getting warmer? It happened before I could react. What? A blinding light flashed from the manege. What? Before I knew it, everything went white. The light had swallowed everything. I couldn't keep my eyes open. My heart pounded in my ears. Heat seethed inside me. What's happening? And then the heat vanished. Carefully, slowly, I opened my eyes. The light was gone too. Eh? Was the manege filled with magic? I scanned the area out of pure confusion, but answers eluded me. Did I imagine all that? Other guests exchanged looks and tilted their heads.
今のは何だったんだ？
新しい演出かしら。
Wow, they all saw it? What the hell? Evidently, I haven't. The guests stared at the manege for a while before they lost interest and left. I should back away before it starts moving again. That was weird. I managed to pry myself away from the ride and put some distance between us. That's when I heard the footsteps. My heart nearly leapt out of my chest. Oh shit! I slowly turned around. There was a man in a pale blue, purple-hued suit and a shoulder piece.
まさかまた君に会えるなんて。
Oh, I knew we were from this thing. I knew it. Behind his stark white hair, he wore a complicated expression. He thought he'd never see me again? I had never met this man in my life. And you are?
ヒューゴだよ。覚えていないかい？君に会うのは7年ぶりだから無理もないのかな。
Oh. My chest tightened. I'm sorry, but I don't remember much from back then. I explained the incident in the river and about my amnesia. I'm sorry. He frowned for a moment, but was soon replaced with a kind smile.
いや、謝る必要はないよ、マドモアゼル。改めて自己紹介させてもらえるかな。
I think you're right about the theory. I think so too. I'm sometimes pretty good at using my brains, more than my balls, but you know. Uh-oh, what did I do? Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, let's get back to the game. Please.
俺の名前はヒューゴ。このレイブ移動遊園地の園長。
Oh, he's the director. So you run things here.
7年前はスタッフの一人だったんだけれど、おかげさまで出世してね。
Oh, he used to be a grunt. He winked playfully. I wonder if we grew up with him. Did you know my father, by any chance? Florent was his name. He was an engineer.
残念ながらお父さんには会ったことがないな。俺が知っているのは君だけだよ。
Oh, I see. Considering the uncanny similarities between this manege and my music box, my hopes had been somewhat high.
ところで今しがたマネージュに起きた異変
Uh?
あの光は君が起こした
Did
もの
we?
だよね
Did we create the light? I don't know. Well, I didn't have the first clue. To claim responsibility for it felt inaccurate, to say the least. I apologize for touching the machinery, but I'm not sure what happened exactly. He offered a gentle smile.
安心して責めているわけじゃないんだただ君の力を貸してほしいと思って
What do you mean? After glancing side to side, he leaned in and brought his voice down to a whisper.
君は魔女だろ
He knows. I quickly drew back.
人は自分と違うものを怖がる生き物なんだ。お前がいい魔女だったとしても誰にも言うなよ。
Arnaud's words from earlier echoed in my head. No one can know. No one can find out. If this is an accusation, then you're sorely mistaken. I refuted him as firmly as I could. Monsieur Hugo appeared dejected. That's not the reaction I expected.
期待したい気持ちはわかるよでも頼れる相手は君しかいないん
What
だ
the hell?
俺たちは
Oh no.
ここで働く人間は魔法でこの遊園地に囚われている
What the fuck are you talking about? Is the park like that? Is the park like the ghost zones in American Horror Story where when people die there, they get to stay there forever?
それはとても強力な魔法で
Oh my god,
俺
it
たちには
is.
どうすることもできない
Oh, that must be hell, just stuck performing day after day, not able to leave the amusement park. Oh my goodness.
だから助けてほしいんだ君の魔法で
I don't know what to say.
分かっているよ信じられないよね
He grinned, although only barely this time. He seemed earnest to me, so I didn't think he was playing some kind of trick. But trapped? In an amusement park? He can't possibly think I can just believe that. He can't know what I am. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. A bell chimed, sounding the closing of the park and drowning out my words. People began funneling toward the entrance. I should be going.
待って君に見せたいものがあるんだ
Huh? He grabbed my hand before allowing me to answer. He didn't pull, though. He simply guided me as a gentleman would. We left the manege and passed by a number of attractions. Before long, we'd arrived back at the fountain. It seemed what he wanted to show me wasn't inside the park itself. Once he'd made certain that all the guests had left, Monsieur Hugo passed through the gate. We were alone. Everyone had surely gone home by now. It was quiet. Not even birds filled the silence. He continued on the road back to town, never letting go of my hand. Excuse me, where are we going?
俺はどこにも行かないよいや行けないんだ
We stopped. Monsieur? Oh no, he's been collared and leashed! I looked up at him as he unbuttoned his collar. A pale white circle glowed on his neck. Is that a chain? The light took the form of a collar. Attached to it was an ephemeral chain leading back into the park. Couldn't you just follow the chain and figure out where the curse is coming from? It's a chain, it leads
これが魔
somewhere.
法だよ
This is
俺た
wait,
ちを
these
遊
are
園地に
reading
縛り付けている魔法だ
I don't believe it. Magically trapped within an amusement park? it shouldn't have been possible. But here I was, faced with reality. I couldn't deny what lay before my eyes. How did this happen?
ある魔女に魔法をかけられてね。
Oh god, I wonder if our mother casted this spell.
俺はもともと遊園地が好きだし、ここでの生活は充実していると言ってもいい。でも、もう何年もこの状態で、そろそろ解放されたいと思っているんだ。
Years upon years of bondage? Damn. I mean, I suppose, but I mean, to some, that's also paradise. Everyone's trapped like this? Not just you?
そうだよ。
He nodded. But magic is a force for good. I thought there were no bad witches. I find it hard to believe a witch would do this. Witches aren't supposed to be evil.
ああ、悪い魔女はいないよ。これは事故みたいなものだったんだ。
Oh. An accident. I was reminded once again of the Seine River. I'd lost a lot that day, even if I didn't remember what exactly they'd been. In addition to my father and the power I'd nurtured with my mother, I had also lost an entire year's worth of memories. The people of the Rave had surely lost things themselves. They would continue to lose things so long as they remained captives.
大丈夫かい？少し怖がらせてしまったかな。
No, I'm okay.
それならよかった。俺の話はこれで終わりだよ。君に見せたかったものはこの魔法だから。
He stepped back, and the collar and chain vanished in an instant. After a short breath, the director faced me once again.
もう一度だけ
Man, that's kind of
聞
tragic.
かせて
Like,
ほしい。
oh wait, it's not working. Why is it not working? There you go. I do have a Discord command. I don't know why it didn't work. That's strange. You're welcome.
君は魔女だろう。
Are we the ones that casted this spell? Maybe we casted it by accident? Oh god, what if we casted this spell by accident and the only way to free it from being here was someone tried to drown us?
人は自分と違うものを怖がる生き物なんだ。お前がいい魔女だと誰にも言うなよ。
Arnaud's words came to me again. Monsieur Hugo said witches aren't evil. If he believes that, then maybe. I took a deep breath, fingers trembling. I am a witch. A sigh of relief left his lips.
勇気を出してくれてありがとう。君が魔女で本当に良かった。
But I haven't been able to use magic for 7 years now. I'm not much of anything without that. He remained unfazed.
大丈夫だよ。君の魔法は眠っているだけだ。そうでなければ、あの時光は生まれなかった。
That was magic?
ああ、おそらくね。君の中の魔法と、ここに宿っている魔法が反応したからだと思う。さて、ここからが本題だけれど。
He clapped his hands together.
うちで働かないかい？君にはスタッフとして魔法の覚醒を目指してほしい。
Me? Work at the rave?
もちろん報酬は出すよ。
I was speechless. I do love amusement parks. They remind me of Dad. It's not that I'm opposed exactly. I just...
考える時間が必要だね。
The pressure was at once alleviated. Yes, I would need to speak with people back home before I'm making a decision. I couldn't go agreeing to such arrangements without at least consulting with the Vincents first.
わかった。答えが出るまで待つよ。心が決まったらここへ来てほしい。君のために門は開けておくから。
Thank you.
オーボワール、マドモアゼル。
Aww. Monsieur Hugo waved me goodbye as I left. Bidding farewell, I started on my way home. The park soon vanished behind a veil of trees, yet I remained in high spirits, like I was still there somehow, in that world of dreams. What a day it's been. I just told the first person outside the Vincent family about who I was. For the first time, someone had come to me for help. They needed my magic. If my magic really is just asleep, I have to wake it up. There are people I could be helping. I want to be a kind witch, just like Mom was. Gas lanterns lit up the dark street. The warm glow almost seemed to call out to me, to guide me forward. My head remained in the clouds the entire way home. Once Arnaud had come home, I spoke with him about working at the park. I left out the part about my magic, though. I didn't want to worry him.
は？遊園地でスカウトされた？一日の大半は家に引きこもって本ばかり読んでるお前が？
You don't have to put it like that.
驚いたな。遊園地に行ってみたらって勧めたけど、まさかそんなことになるなんて。
Reminds me of that one witch anime, I think it was called The Good Witch. Oh, I've never heard of that. Is it similar to this? Arnaud blinked several times.
それで何に悩んでるんだ？
Oh,
相談してきたっ
interesting.
てことは仕事に興味あるんだろ？
I am. I'd very much like to work at an amusement park like my dad did. But that'd take time away from things I'd normally be doing to help. Cleaning, chores, and anything else that needs doing at home. It didn't feel right to run off when they'd done so much for me.
まあいいんじゃないか？
You don't? He acquiesced surprisingly quickly.
料理以外なら母さんに頼めるし、まあ家事全般が苦手だから不安はあるけど、なんならパリにいた頃みたいに家政婦を雇ってもいい。父さんからの仕送りでお金に困ってないからな。俺だって仕事して稼いでるわけだし。
Arnaud's smile quickly turned to a
た
frown.
だし、とりあえずは遊園地がこの町にいる間だけだ。初めて働くわけだし、最初から深入りは禁物だからな。
Right, that seems fair. There was no guarantee my magic would ever awaken anyway.
それに、次どこへ移動するかもわからないしな。
He glanced outside the window inside.
母さんには俺から話しておくよ。お前は明日、ちゃんと先方に返事をするんだぞ。
So, my theory is as follows. Either we casted this spell, and this game is about us recovering our memories to figure out why we casted it, and it was just a freak accident, and somebody tried to kill us in order to get it undone. Or we're about to get taken by this spell, and the spell is going to make us a part of the amusement park, and that is going to be the premise of the game. That we have to figure out how to break the spell to escape. I have a feeling one of those two things is true. I don't know which one, though. I'm just throwing out theories. I will. Thank you, Arnaud. The long day was finally coming to an end. Before bed, I picked up the music box from the dresser. I turned the key and listened to the melody as I processed the day's many events. It really had been like some place out of a storybook. The attractions, the performances, the smiles everywhere you looked. And then there was the Manege and its resemblance to this very box. The light, my magic, the collar of light around the director's neck, and the chain that held him captive. I could only wonder and hope my magic was there somewhere, waiting for me to wake it up. Give me strength, Dad. The strength to see this through. I held the music box to my chest. Okay, time for bed. I had to get up early to visit the rave. I needed to give them my answer. The next morning, I made for the park while the air was still chilly. The girl at the front wasn't there. The gate, however, was open, just as I had been told that it would be. 「 Genso マネージ」 「 Genso マンジ」 「 Genso マネージ」 「 Genso マンジ」 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 "Genso 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 マンジ」 " Unlike yesterday, silence filled the park. There were no kids frolicking around the fountain, no parents to scold them. My legs carried me further. They led me toward the manege. We hadn't planned a meeting place, but somehow I knew I'd find him there. And there he was.
答えが出たんだね。
He noticed me at once. I do. I'd like to work with you. As long as the park is in Blancburg, at least.
ブランブールを離れたらお別れかい？
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. There's no telling how things will go with my magic, after all.
それもそうだね。じゃあ。
Monsieur Hugo stepped forward and extended his hand.
短い間だけど。よろしく。
Likewise, monsieur. We exchanged a firm handshake. I now had a job to do. I had to awaken my magic and free the people of La Foire de Rêve. So rose the curtain on my new life. I think that might be the end of the prologue. Oh, we get an anime opening. Nice. I was wondering if we would. Whoa. That was lovely. That was very lovely. That was very lovely. I liked all the really shiny like stars and stuff like that. It was very nice. This game has a very pleasing palette. It's very like pastel and cutesy. I usually don't like pastel palettes, so I kind of am surprised that I like it this much, but I do. I think we'll go ahead and stop there, though. That seems like a pretty good place because we're in Chapter 1 now. And the prologue went about as long as I wanted to play, so we're going to do an ad break, and then we're going to discuss it. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 3 minutes. right. Sorry, I went to the wrong screen. Am I gripping? I'm not gripping nothing. Well, Pup might have been gripping. I don't know. That was fun. I really liked the premise of that. I wasn't sure what to expect, given the opening bits. My brain went to like maybe slice of life or something, but it seems like we actually have a mystery here, which is fairly unexpected in a good way, because I love mysteries. The cast seems pretty short, which is good. I find that Otome games with bigger casts are a little bit more difficult to navigate and access, especially like when you're the type of person that wants to play through like every route, for example, or like you like a lot of characters, so like you want to play it multiple times and things like that. Like sometimes it just gets really convoluted, but this one only seems to have 6 from what I can see, provided that you can romance the bunny, who I assume there's somebody underneath that bunny. I like the pastel. I like the pastel palette too. I think it really fits what they're going for here. I'm interested in this game. I'm sad that we couldn't play more of it, which is my fault because I fucked up my schedule. But if you're interested in playing it, it is on Steam. It came out on January 31st. This game right now is on sale, 10% off. It's $35.99 until February 14th. It is like brand new. There aren't even really many reviews on this. So yeah, I mean, if you want to check it out, there it is. It also has a demo. If you're not sure about it, it has a demo. The demo is probably going to be the full length of the prologue. That's usually what Otome demos are, but who knows? It could go longer. So if you want to check out the demo yourself and see if there's more to it than what we played tonight, you're more than welcome. The link is in the pinned, and I will toss it in chat. Thank you again so much, Keymailer, and also P-Cube and Mages, for giving me the opportunity to play this game. I really appreciate it. We will probably go back to this. I have been really wanting to add a day for Otome games to my schedule a long time ago, like probably a few years ago by this point. I floated the idea of having like an Otome day, and it was popular at the time. I took some votes on it. Obviously the day wouldn't be the same now because well, it's a different audience, obviously. I mean, people come and go from creator audiences all the time. But I'm thinking it'd probably be on the weekend at some point. Like, I'm thinking maybe Sunday might be a chill, like, day just to hang out and, like, play an Otome game. Maybe this will be the first title for that. I was thinking either this or 9 Lives, the Otome we played previously, the last time we did one. I think either of those would be fitting. 9 Lives had a lot of really cool characters in it, and this one seems to as well. Of course, there's also Touch Starved, which is a different kind of Otome game, but that is also something to consider, only that Touch Starved isn't out yet, so it's probably going to be between those two. But yeah, thank you so much for coming out and watching me play this. I hope that you enjoyed it. I certainly am pleasantly surprised by it. And I had a really good time. Tomorrow we will be playing more Metaphor. If you haven't been watching Metaphor, we're at the end game of it now, so that is probably not a stream you want to join in on if you don't want to get spoiled. But if you don't care about spoilers, we'll be doing that tomorrow at the usual stream time of 8 p.m. Eastern. So I hope that you will come back and see me then. In the meantime, here's all of my socials. If you're new here, you can check out my Discord. I have a Blue Sky you can follow. If you want to toss some support at me, you can do that through that Ko-fi link. My Throne has like a bunch of gifts you can get for me if you want to do that. There's games, there's toys, there's treats, there's tributes, there's all kinds of things on there. The link at the bottom is everything else that I do, mostly the not safe for work stuff, but also other things too. So yeah, feel free to check that out. And that's pretty much it. I don't think I have much else to say, so I hope that you have a good rest of your evening, and we will see each other again tomorrow. Bye-bye, subbies.